So hello there, welcome back to a brand new video, and today I wanted to talk about Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic is one of the few characters with a complete character arc. In order to discuss Metal Sonic's character arc, we have to start with the main game itself, Sonic Heroes. In Sonic Heroes, a lot of Metal Sonic's character arc isn't really explained up until the end of the game. Now, basically, Metal Sonic turns into a monster to defeat Sonic the Hedgehog, which is great. But let me ask you a question. Why can't Metal Sonic beat Sonic in this moment? Now, let's be very clear about this. Everyone thinks that Sonic's freedom is the core attribute of his character. Well, Metal Sonic tries his best to obtain this so-called freedom from Dr. Eggman. This is obviously what Metal Sonic is trying to imitate when he throws Eggman in the slammer and then throws away the key. So, if Metal Sonic having his own level of freedom while still having the same abilities and powers as Sonic doesn't actually help him become that free character who's able to take over the world, what makes Sonic a cool character? Is it his friends? I don't think so. Really think about it. If it was just his friends, the power of teamwork, as some may say, that would make sense, because even if all of Sonic's friends combined together in order to defeat Metal Sonic, how it works and how the biocopy data sheet thing actually is explained to us is that it's additive. So he has the combined total of all of their friends. That's not going to be beaten by all those friends coming together, because they're just going to be, oh, we're equal to Metal Sonic in power, but also Metal Sonic has the ability to add himself on top of all of your power and Froggy's. So it's not the power of teamwork. What makes Metal Sonic actually lose in this situation? The reason why Metal Sonic lost is because he lost focus. Take a look at this dialogue right here.
Long time no see, Sonic, my loathsome copy. I am the ultimate overlord, Metal Sonic. I am the real Sonic. I shall become the ultimate overlord, ruling as the world's most supreme being. How appropriate to have a robot overlord rule a robot kingdom. I was created for the sole purpose of destroying you, but I can never seem to defeat you. That is why I transform my own body with my own hands. But that was the past. Now you're nothing but a speck of dust to me. See me as I am, no longer afraid of anything.
You see, slowly over the fight over the timeline of the battle against Metal Sonic, Metal Madness, Metal Overlord, he slowly loses the foundation of why he's doing what he's doing, which is to defeat Sonic. He slowly gains that identity that makes him just a copy, and he decides to become his own character. He no longer relies on Sonic, he no longer needs Sonic. He has gained the one thing that he's actually needed this entire time to become that character who can defeat Sonic. His independence, and his independence requires him to destroy Sonic because his independence makes him want to take over the world. And this is a great character arc for the character. He gains independence, he uses that independence to take over the world and become stronger than he actually is. He loses to Sonic, he loses his independence, and now he loses to Sonic without that independence for the rest of his life. And that's why Metal Sonic is a jobber. Think about it. Metal Sonic becomes a jobber after this moment, and it's because there's nowhere else for him to go. He got his chance in the spotlight, he got his chance to do what he wanted and failed. And then every other chance he gets, he fails that too, because he doesn't have that independence. Metal Sonic has two barriers that he has to get past in order to, one, defeat Sonic, and two, to get his independence back. One, he needs to stop being a jobber. Two, once he stops being a jobber, he needs to have his own free will. And three, after he gets his own free will, he might need to make some friends to help him do the things that he can't do on his own, which should be everything. He can do everything, but there is no way that the power of teamwork isn't going to not help him in a situation where he's fighting Amy, Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic at the same time. So either Metal Sonic has to be a jobber, he has to go on a new character arc, or he has to switch up his character progression or his character arc in full or in totality. So trying to be like Sonic, we've already done that. He tries to be like Sonic. He instead decides to be his own person once he gets enough power. That's the evolution of his character arc in Heroes. So where do we go from here? We have him break free again and become his own character and then do something for longer periods of time. That's the only way you can go with that character, because he doesn't want to really be Sonic. He wants to be his own person, and beating Sonic might allow him to do that better. So that's what I think about Metal Sonic as a character. And when it comes to a totality of his character arc afterwards, there's been a lot of retcons that say that Metal Sonic still wants to be Sonic. When that is not entirely the case, that's not entirely true, right? Because when Metal Sonic reaches that higher level of power, that higher level of sentience, he wants to be his own person. Metal Sonic's character isn't about trying to be like Sonic. His character is about trying to obtain freedom from under Dr. Eggman. And when you actually realize that, a lot of his character actions after his game in 2003 makes a lot less sense, and it makes the character a lot worse. What Metal Sonic should be trying to do is be a character who tries to attain freedom for his own evil ends and leaves Dr. Eggman behind to create his own faction or become his own force or become something better that really encapsulate himself. If you want him to still be a Sonic jobber, well, you have to just leave him with Eggman. But if you want him to actually be his own character with his own motives and his own stakes, well, then you can do that. The seeds have already been planted for Metal Sonic to create his own faction in its entirety. He has all the skills, he has all the powers, he has all the abilities. He could be the Doctor Doom of the Sonic universe if people let him. At the end of the day, all that matters is the idea that Metal Sonic gets better writing in the future. I genuinely have a different interpretation of this character in my head and why he is the way he is now based on what happens in Heroes. But that doesn't mean that my interpretation is solely correct. It just means that it's a different way to interpret what we have right now and to actually make sense of it in context of what he is before and what he is afterwards. So if you liked my interpretation of Metal Sonic, like, subscribe, comment, have a great day. I will see you later.